I want to show you a new app that we just added support for on glances.com. We just added Gravity Forms. It's a form builder that you can use with your WordPress websites. So you can build a form to gather any sort of information that you want from customers, leads, prospects. You can put the forms on social media. But people fill out those forms, and then you can see those entries to those forms inside of WordPress. So let me show you how to set that up on Glances. So first, you can sign up for a free trial on glances.com or sign in if you already have an account. And once you're signed in, the first thing you'll do is you'll pick the apps you want to connect. We support lots of different apps, but today we're going to talk about Gravity Forms. After we add Gravity Forms, we then need to connect it. It requires 3 fields to properly connect, and you can find those inside of WordPress, the consumer key and the consumer secret. So inside of WordPress, go to your form section, go to settings, REST API, and then under Authentication API version 2, click the Add Key button and just fill this out. You need at least read permissions. It'll show you the secret and key only once. Let me go ahead and grab those over here on my other screen. Consumer key, consumer secret, and then it needs the URL to your WordPress instance. So that's going to be this URL right here, all the way through the .com. Paste that in, and you can remove the trailing slash. Now click connect. So now we're all connected. There's one more step for Gravity Forms to get it to show data inside of Glances. Notice this additional settings required. So over here on our customer glance, we're going to be able to show a list of entries for a specific Gravity form. If I go click settings required, at the bottom here, the required field is the form. Which form do we want to see data from? So I've got 3 forms. I'm going to do this middle one here and click done. So now if we go back to the top of our glances.com app here, we can search for, let's say, Joe Mahomes is our test user here. It found Joe Mahomes. You can click on Joe Mahomes. And inside of our list of entries for a specific form, we can open that up and see that it found the entry for Joe Mahomes. So there it is. So now our connection is good, and we can search for data inside of Gravity Forms, and we can pull it up here. You can click into a specific entry, and there's this external link button. You can click on that, and it'll take you directly to that entry inside of WordPress. Now, the value of this is where maybe you're working inside of your CRM system or support system or any other web app that you have that your company uses, and you can get to this data. So for example, if I pull up Zendesk here, I'm working a ticket for Joe Mahomes, and I want to pull that data up inside of Zendesk. I can either search for Joe Mahomes, or I can click the Glancy G. You can select text and use our Glancy stamp and search for it, but it's all that data is right here inside of this. And so now while I'm working inside of Zendesk, without having to go all the way to Gravity Forms inside of WordPress, get to the right one, I can see that data instantly right here. So there's the data. And if I needed to jump over to it, I can use the external URL and open that up and get right into WordPress, right to where I need to be. This also works on mobile. So if you have, you can pull up m.glances.com on your phone. You look something up real quick, search for Joe Mahomes. There it is. And then here's the entry form that I wanted to look at. So you can see the power of Glances, where if you added many, many different apps, you can get to all that data just very quickly from wherever you're working at. So for Gravity Forms, you're probably going to have several different forms. And so I'm going to show you how to add support for all your different forms. So when you search on Glances, it will search across all your different forms that you have to find the data. But then if you want to view those form entries, you need to add those over here on your Glances. So here's our default one. I think this form, you can change the names here. This one was called like favorite things form. And then this icon right here will allow you to duplicate these Glances. So I'm going to add one for each. I think we had one called test form, and then we had another one called API form. So now we've added our 3 different views, but We need to remember in the settings, we told it which form that we want to use. So that one was favorite things. That's good. Test form. We want to select the test form. And then for API, we want to use the API form. And the last thing we can do is we can customize the fields and the data that we want to see. So for the list view, that's going to be these over here. I'm just going to go ahead and remove the defaults that we have. They're a little bit irrelevant right here. But for our list view, let me show you just the name, and then when you click into a record, let's show more information about website name, phone, email. I'm going to go through each of our forms and just clean this up a little bit. Once you set this all up, you really don't have to touch it again. It just sort of works. So let's do name, email, body. And last but not least is the API form. Let's get rid of these defaults. We'll do something like this and save. All right, so let's try this again. Let's hop back over to our support system. Let's research for Jill Mahomes so we get our fresh data here. Again, it found Jill Mahomes. We can click into that. And now we can see these are our 3 different forms, and we see that Jill did not fill out an API form, but there is a test form and a favorite things form. And so if we click into these, I guess the name isn't set on that one, but you click into each, and you can see the full entries for those forms right within any other system that you're using. And same for mobile. If we research for Jill Mahomes over here on mobile, which you can pull up on your phone, and you can see that same data. So there it is. So there's using Gravity Forms. It searches across all of your forms that you have, and then it will also, you can pick and choose whichever views that you want to see from all those different forms. But give it a try. Let us know what you think, and let us know if you have any questions. Thanks so much.